Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to Real Talk Bougie. Guys, I have a real quick update for you guys regarding baby Emmanuel. Yesterday, there was so much going on in true crime. You may or may not be up to date on what's going on. So, the parents, Jake and Rebecca, were arrested and the San Bernardino Sheriff's Department filmed the whole thing and posted it to their YouTube channel. And I'm going to guess it's partially because there has been so much interest. The parents tug at the community at large's heartstrings, and a lot of people are quite disturbed, as with any child that goes missing, right? But this was a 7-month old, and 7 months old can't do anything for themselves and are completely at the mercy of their parents. And these two individuals, um, they got dealt with yesterday. So let's get into it. We don't always see this, but I'm definitely here for it. And let's get into it so you guys can see exactly what happened. And like I said, this is posted to the San Bernardino Sheriff's Department YouTube page. Okay. They were filming, and let's put the sound down just a little bit. It's quite loud. Um, Sometimes when you have high profile arrests and these people seem, they've had trouble before, they have a very loudmouth attorney. It's quite possible just for their own protection. Sometimes they do film these things because you never know what's going to happen. So I get it that they were, so they live right off the highway. No wonder it's so loud. As you can see, the look at the it's almost like a homestead. They pull in, and then you can see off in the distance that the family's house is like right there off the high, like they have the highway right behind them. Okay, so they're pulling in. That's the house. I believe that's their house. Hotels or whatever that is behind them. There's Rebecca being escorted into a vehicle. There we go. Look at that, the sign in the back. Where is the baby? Make sure you guys can see this. Where's the baby? It's awful. So people have been outside the house um because you came to the news, you reported the child missing, and then you guys have just been up in the house, I guess doing nothing, thinking the child was going to magically reappear, but all the while I'm sure they know exactly where their child is and what happened and all of those things. So wow, they came in and got them right up out of there. I wonder when they are going to release the body cam footage. I would love to see when they actually like open the door, open the door, or we're opening the door right now. And then the actual, I'm sure if they filmed this, then they filmed the whole thing because for what, they probably want to be sure that they have everything recorded because these, when you have people playing with the media, they probably need to make sure that they are recording everything to make sure they do it just right. There's the husband. Do you imagine living off the highway like that and it's that loud? I mean, it looks beautiful where they live as far as all these mountains and everything behind, but they legit live off the highway and that's awful. I couldn't stand that. No, thank you. Homie didn't even have on shoes. Put your hands in the air. Oh, does he have on flip-flops? Like I say, it's giving no shoes. It's giving nothing. They didn't even let him put on some shoes. I mean, look, you're in there comfortable. You a week ago, you get on the news and crying because you allege that somebody clunked your wife over the head for the baby. And then they come, they get the 2-year-old. You guys are just sitting, chillaxing, kid free in the house and not cooperating with the police. What did you think was going to happen? They probably have been trying to understand from the 2-year-old, like, what happened in the house, if the 2-year-old was able to tell them anything that they found from the search when they came through with the cadaver dogs a couple of days ago. Like I said, in a previous video, it depends on, is it a 2-year-old that's 24 months or is it a 2-year-old that's almost 3 years old? Because it makes a difference in terms of how well the child can communicate. And if you've got a very verbal child, they might be like telling everything. You never know. Just let them sit there and talk and they'll be able to tell you what happened to the baby. So, um, who knows what happened? I'm eager to see the police report or the arrest affidavit. What made them look? Look, he's having trouble with his feet. Oh well, you're not playing. Don't. This is what I got to say. Don't play with the police. Don't play with them. Don't play with the sheriff's department, the FBI, any of those people. Don't play with them, and then they're not going to have to come play with you. I'm not saying that they shouldn't have called the police because obviously this needed to happen, but I don't know if they thought that they were smarter than law enforcement and that I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, did they think that they were smarter than the people that get up and do this every single day, that they were going to be able to outsmart law enforcement? Come on. Come on now. They got all kinds of body cam footage. Yeah, that's their property. I wonder if there was any tie-in with the house across the street, with the fire that happened. So there's no sound at this point. There's another video, but it might be some of the same things. So, but the actual perp walk, the mother, we'll let this play out, but then I'll run it back. Look at them. They are not playing out there in San Bernardino, Riverside County. Okay. Now we're just gonna go. Okay, you didn't want us to go in that room, or whatever room. Look at the guys in the suits, girl. That must be the FBI. Look, everybody got on a black suit. It's the Men in Black. Look at that. I didn't even know that the Men in Black actually really existed. Look at these guys. They are all in black suits. Look at that. Now that you're out the house, we're going to go through everything. We're going through everything. We're going to tear your house up and we're going to find this baby that you called about. Okay, let's go back real quick to the perp walk. Here's the perp walk. They had to do this, guys. They had to do this because people are so upset. They are beside themselves. You don't play. First of all, it's a 7-month-old, period. And you're playing with the public. You created, I wouldn't say mass hysteria, that's going overboard, but you created a stir across the globe, maybe even, because nothing is just in our backyards anymore. Everything is across the country, much less people do pay attention to what's going on here in the United States. And you have people who are very empathetic to everything going on. And these people caused a stir and concern about this poor child. And this had to be done in this way because people need to see that this matter is being handled, because their loudmouth attorney was out here talking about the police aren't doing anything. They're focusing on my clients. They're not even out here looking for the baby. Da 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 da. So, okay. I think that's why they did this like this. So that's why oh yeah, we're doing something. We're doing something. We did something. Um, a news story that I listened to, I think it was, I'm not sure if it was KTLA or not, but they were talking about, based on some of the interviews, some of the information from the police, they did not believe the story from the beginning, but they just let them go, let them talk themselves all the way out. And of course, there was so much talk about the black eye. The black eye was like 5 days old. Just think about when you've injured yourself, right? If you've injured yourself, it's going to be like swollen. It's going to be red. You might have some sort of abrasion, and then it's going to maybe turn colors. When we saw her with that damn black eye, that black eye was already like brownish black, purple. It was done. It was in the healing phase. It wasn't red at all. Her face didn't appear to be swollen. Um, I'm sure they were looking at her like, sis, that black eye. So you're saying that the person who stole the baby hit you on that stale black eye? It was stale. Anyway, y'all. All right, let's go look at this other video. This might be the same thing. It might just be a different vantage point. I'm not sure, but let's see. Let's see what's going on here. This might be the same thing. Girl, from a little bit from a distance, it's the same thing. She at least had her flip-flops. She should be ashamed of herself. Where's the baby? Where is the baby? That's what people want to know. Where is baby Emmanuel? Where is he? They must, I don't know. They obviously didn't think this all the way out. But there's Rebecca. And then here is Jake. Jake, who already had charges. Jake, who really should have been in prison. I don't, you know what I mean? I'm not sure where you abuse a child and leave a child crippled that you get 150 days of jail, 6 years probation, some nonsense. That's what he got. So the child that is crippled and has a tracheotomy, is living with a relative, and that he severely abused, he and his ex-wife. So because of the sentencing, he was free to be able to roam about, find himself another woman, and that would be Rebecca, and then take up and create a whole nother family situation. And look what happened. This guy is diabolical. But anyway, let's check the county. Okay, let's see what first. Let's see what they had to say. Okay, suspect 1, Jake Haro, 32. Is this going to be the same thing it says on? All right, let's read this one and then we'll see. Hold on a second. Let's just go over here. Is this the latest release? All right, so it says suspect. Okay, this is the release right here, guys. Okay. From the San Bernardino Sheriff's Department, okay? Update parents of Emmanuel Haro. I wish they would have put the mug shots. 50,000 Ramona Avenue, in Cabazon, suspect Jake, suspect Rebecca Renee, victim Emmanuel, 7-month-old infant. Summary, the investigation began August 14th as reported kidnapping at the Big Five in Yucaipa. San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department immediately dedicated all available resources to locate the 7-month-old Emmanuel during the investigation. Thus far, numerous interviews have been conducted, search warrants have been served, digital electronic evidence has been collected and closely analyzed. Based on the evidence, investigators determined a kidnapping in Yucaipa did not occur. It is believed Emmanuel is deceased and the search to recover his remains is ongoing. Arrest warrants were obtained from the Riverside County Superior Court. And on August 22nd, 2025, detectives from the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Homicide Detail and Specialized Enforcement Division arrested Jake and Rebecca at their residence in Cabazon for PC 187 murder. Both suspects were booked in the Riverside County Jail with no bail. No other arrests have been made and no suspects remain outstanding. While these arrests mark a significant development, our focus remains on finding Emmanuel. Sheriff Shannon Dykus states the circumstances surrounding this investigation are tragic, and we will continue to search for Emmanuel. I want to thank the members of San Bernardino Sheriff's Department, San Bernardino County District Attorney's Office, Riverside County District Attorney's Office, Riverside County Sheriff's Department, the community, the media for bringing attention to this case. I trust our justice system will hold the parents accountable. A video of the arrest can be viewed at this link. Let's click the link and make sure that that was the same one that we looked at. Okay, it's what we saw. It's a crispy copy. It's very much giving crispy. And it doesn't have the sheriff watermark on it. It's in my media player. Anyway, okay. Basically that was what we saw. Okay. Is there anything on the YouTube video or is it the same press release? Same information in the press release right here. Okay, let's pivot here. Okay, I'm going to have to scroll it down because it shows their address and I don't, I'll scroll it down. Just give me a second. That's Jake. And then let's pivot to Rebecca Renee. And okay, no bond, neither one of them. Okay. Guys, this is a really sad story. Of course, we're going to be keeping our eye on this. It's very, very sad. So we'll be keeping our eye on this case and what the developments are. Um, we do know that Jake has a lawyer already. He's not the same attorney for Rebecca. We're going to see how this turns out. And that's it. That's all, guys. Let me pivot back to over here. All right. Guys, if you've been keeping an eye on this, let me know. We'll continue to do some updates, and this is it, you guys. The parents, just as I think everybody suspected, we've seen these cases so much. It's almost like you can kind of already know. You can tell the parents that are legit and the ones that are not. Okay, and the ones where things actually really happen. I mean, look at it this way too. The people that we have seen who have actually had kidnappings, we've seen people, I'm not trying to be gruesome, so trigger warning right now. We've seen people who have been almost murdered. We've seen people who have been given damn near a cesarean section to steal a newborn. We've seen people be shot, stabbed for a child, right? Who is giving a stale black eye to steal a baby? If someone is coming to get your baby, they're coming to get your baby to make sure you're not coming after them. So the story really didn't make sense, because if you think about it, some of these kidnappings that actually really occur, people are damn near dead by the time the police get to them, because they're really trying to steal a baby. Okay? Anyway, guys, just think about that. Anyway, comment down below. Let me know what you think. I'll see you next time with another update. And if you are new here, make sure to subscribe to this channel. And I will see you next time.